Hi, and welcome to another episode of Latina Leadership Series. My name is Angelica Casares, and I am your host. So, on this Latina Leadership Series, I have a conversation with four young Latinas, just happen to be my nieces. They are making amazing strides. Well, a lot. Well, each and every one of my nieces is making it. Like, I know them personally, and I know where they're at in their life, and I truly believe they're making amazing strides. Like, they're working on themselves. They're really working to get where they want to be. But with these four young ladies, because they're so close in age and they're within that generation that I wanted to have that conversation with. And I wanted to have the conversation with them about what life is like within our family. What do they think about our family and where kind of they fit in, sort of say. And among some of the unfortunate events that have happened in my family, with the death of my sister, with the death of my cousin, and I wanted to have a conversation because these are questions that I never really kind of asked them, like one-on-one. Just take a listen, and I hope you enjoy the conversation, or I hope you learn from the conversation, because I definitely did. Thanks. Hi, welcome to another episode of Latina Leadership Series. On this series, I am talking to my nieces. I'm talking to my nieces here because I started off the other Latina Leaderships thinking that it was just about those who have already accomplished, those who have already done things in their life and who can actually give advice. But you forget that sometimes you can actually talk to young Latinas and the things they're actually going through and the things that they actually need. But so on top of that, I figured it would be a really great conversation to have it with my nieces. So like that, we can maybe talk about one of the struggles that is already evident to the Latinas who are like going through it. And it's kind of like, it's within the family kind of situation. Not really, but sort of. So on this episode, I am talking to my nieces. I have four nieces that I want to talk to today. But today, right now, I'm talking to Alexandra. Alexandra, hey. Do you want to just introduce yourself really quick? Maybe just tell me who you are, what you do, and how are we related?
You said what I do, right?
Yeah, what do you do?
Okay. I'm currently going to college at UTSA. I'm studying psychology and a minor in business. And
I didn't know that. That's cool. Cool.
And we're related because you're my tia.
Okay. No, I know that, but like, how are we like cousin and aunt? Cousin and aunt? No, how are we niece and aunt?
You're my mom's sister.
I'm her mother's sister. So in my family, there were four sisters and one brother. So it's two sisters, one brother, and then two younger ones. I'm the littlest. I'm the youngest. And so my second oldest sister, Marisela, this is her daughter. You're the second oldest, right?
Yes.
You're the middle one.
Yeah.
You're the middle child. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so sad. I hear about it.
Yes, it is. It is.
I heard that the middle ones are more responsible. Is that the way that goes?
Yes.
Is it true?
In a way. And any stories you hear is true.
Yeah.
Of the middle child.
All right, Alejandra, just really quick, I want to ask you just a few questions. I definitely don't want to take up a lot of your time. And I mean, I think I really can take up her time. I just don't want to. She has to go to work eventually. So you're going to school, right?
Yes.
Okay. I know your journey about going to school and how you got there. Can you just, when did you decide you were going to start school?
Honestly, I guess because I was like a first generation, so I would always be a talk with my mom about like yes and no, and her answer was always yes, like it's not an option. But eventually, like I came as a senior, I was like, I want to have the college experience. I want to have meet new friends outside of just being in Houston. So, and I was like, I'm really interested in psychology, so I really wanted to major in that and learn more about it.
Oh, nice. Okay, so why business?
Business, I think it's just like an overall, like how do I explain that?
Is it knowledge you feel like you need to have?
Yeah, it's like a necessity to.
Oh.
It's like a great way to like if psychology doesn't fall right in place at a time.
Like if it doesn't work out.
Yeah. I can just go ahead and continue
do business.
With the business. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that you had it. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so, do you feel like it was difficult for you to get into school?
Yes, at first, well, since the high school I went to was yes prep, and it was like college, and we actually like had a class that like was for college only, like applications and all that. That wasn't the hard part.
Hold on really quick. If you hear that noise, I got all the girls here, and so it just happens to be that, well, no, I'm sorry. We have additional kids here who there happen to be babysitting outside. So go ahead, Alexandra, I'm sorry.
But, wait, what was I saying?
I completely forgot too. So you were talking about why business, like not why business, but was it difficult to get in?
Oh, okay, yes. So other than like applying and to scholarships or to schools, that wasn't the hard part because my school provided that class for us. But after like
they provided that resource for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But after the like applying and it was like
getting in,
go to school here anymore. Like, it was like, how do I like what's coming next or what's
was it difficult for you to navigate?
Yeah, like it was kind of like, where do I register? Because we ended school, well, first like COVID came, so we didn't even have a senior year. So
I know, dude, that sucks for her. She didn't get the whole graduation, the whole prom, none of that.
None of it. So, but after that, so even then, like if it was like, so after graduating, it was like, what do I need? Like, what do I do? How do I register for classes? Who do I like reach out to? That was the hard part.
Oh, so it wasn't like, it was a step in, but after that you kind of had to figure it out yourself. And I guess the thing is that we don't have a lot of college experience here in my family. At least I know that much. I'm not sure if in your dad's, but like in our family, we don't have a lot of college experience, and it would have been difficult to come to us because. But you know what? The thing with us, I think with me and like your mom and my sisters, and my family, we're very nosy. We ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And she agrees. We ask a lot of questions, and I think we do. I hope that eventually y'all did learn from us in some way to like be nosy in a way that is helpful and useful, so that you can be able. But it would have been amazing for one of us to help you navigate that. It would have been really nice to be able to do that for you. Now I know how to do it because we had to do it with Edgar.
Yeah.
But had I helped you, I would have known how to do it with him. But it was a journey to help him. So I can't imagine trying to do it yourself.
Yeah. It was confusing.
It was confusing.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work.
On my dad's side, there's really no one else. Like, I'm first generation from both sides.
Yeah. You are first generation to like go outside of school, like immerse yourself into school to do that whole thing. You are the first one. I'm proud of you, Alejandra. I'm really, really proud of you. I really think you're doing amazing things, and regardless of what you do, you've already accomplished so much. So even if you stop now, I think you've accomplished so much. Yeah. The thing is that we want to teach the younger ones that this is doable. This is a thing. This is an option. This is an opportunity that we don't have to continue like, oh, not that it's not the thing not to do, but it's like it is and can be accessible to us if we push a little harder. Yeah. Good. Okay. So then, all right. So let's talk about a little bit about, for me, Alejandra, I feel like the last 3 to 4 years have been a muck. I don't know, like how to better explain that. It's been like just turbulent. It's been too much. It's been a lot. How do you feel about the last 4 years within our family?
Yes, I agree. It has been a lot. I don't know what to say. It's like a lot to process. I don't know what else to say. Like,
so within the last 4 years, first it started off with my sister's diagnosis of cancer, and then during oh my God, what hurricane was it that we lost Grandma?
Harvey.
We lost unexpectedly, and then Erica soon passed away soon after her, and that like took us all by, because Erica was young. She didn't even get to reach 40. And not long ago, just a year ago, I think yesterday was the 1 year anniversary of the passing of Kathy.
Yeah.
Which was my cousin and I guess your cousin too. I don't know, people have like certain terms for terminology for that, but she was to us, it like for me, she felt like a sister. And so she was one of those cousins that was like immersed into our family, into our like immediate family of like our family unit, which is my sisters and their kids. Like she was immersed amongst us, you know what I mean? And so her passing was sudden, unexpected. If Erica was young, well, wow, Kathy was taken way too soon. So it's been a lot to process, but what have you learned? If you can say you've learned anything.
I've learned to, I want to say, like, because when Kathy passed away, well, I guess a lot was going on, like, besides just going to college. But like when Kathy passed away, I was barely a month into school. Like being in San Antonio, alone over there, and like hearing it over the phone, it was like, like, wow, like it's not true, you know. And I didn't even process it until we started like I started heading back that way, and it was kind of like it was becoming more of a reality, and learned like life isn't always easy. Like there's gonna be many obstacles, and because when I tried to reach out to, you know, like in college, the professors and everything, it was like time couldn't stop, you know, like
for you.
It was like you had to keep going regardless of what you had going on anywhere else. Like it cannot be stopped for you. And even if they gave you time, like it was like so much to catch up on. So as an adult, that was the same. It was like I was mad at everybody outside of us for not like mourning with me. I was mad that I couldn't, that it was like, oh, well, you know, that's life. And I was like, no, that fucking sucks, dude. Like, yeah, that's life, but that's my sister, that's my cousin, that's what the fuck. I remember when we were, so it was the church for Kathy, and I remember that I couldn't sit in church for too long because it was too, I remember, I don't know, it was too much. And I couldn't do it. But you were obviously there, Alexandra, and so I know you know that much. Okay, so what outside of like learning life through death, what do you feel like you've learned being a part of this family? I learned that sometimes like we can be difficult, but
good God, yes, we can.
But like it's better to appreciate that than having like no family at all, like family to not be difficult with, and not having to dealing with family. Like I think it's a precious thing that we have, like our family, like be this close to us, and like even get together. So
I didn't even think about it like that.
Because when like a lot of my friends, like they come over to our family because it's like their family doesn't even celebrate, or they don't even get together, or they don't even acknowledge like the fact that it's a holiday when we come together. Like it's like a big thing. But like when I hear friends, like it's like no one gets together, no one does anything. It's not even like an acknowledgement of it. So
it's difficult to appreciate a big family like ours who have so many differences. But you're right, I'd rather appreciate that than not have it. God damn it, Alejandra. I have an audience on here, and I have older Latinas that sometimes listen to me. If there's anything that you could tell them how to help the young Latinas like you, what would you say?
I would say that it isn't always easy, but keep going, don't give up.
Can I say something? I think me as an older Latina, learning from young Latinas like yourself, forget that we can still have, and I think you've taught me this, that we can still have aspirations even at our age.
Yes.
Like we can still do it. We can still do it. Because if we don't show y'all that we can still do it, how would, or y'all, you know what I mean? Then I don't ever want to think that you're going to reach a certain age and think that you can't do it anymore.
No. I don't think it's ever too late to do anything that you want. It's always possible. You
see, I used to think that as a young my young mentality used to think like that too. And then I kind of gave up on that. But you specifically have helped me understand that that's always a thing. You can keep going until it stops, until you're stopped, until your health or you yourself have stopped. Then it stops. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed part of this conversation. I'm going to bring on some other ones in, and then we're going to continue it. I hope you liked this, Alejandra.
I did.
Yeah? You liked it? Yeah. I like these.
I did too.
All right. Bye, Alejandra. Say bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Hi, and welcome to the second interview. So here I have Gabby. Gabby is Alejandra's sister. Well, you know what? No. I'm going to let you introduce yourself. So, Gabby, tell me who you are. Tell me who you are, what you're doing, what you're up to right now, and how are we related?
I go to school. I work.
You work? Where do you work?
At Waterbury.
That's fine. What else do you work doing?
Nails.
Yes, you do. Yes, ma'am. Let me see. Can you see that? Let me do what the homegirls do. The beauty people. What do they do? That's what they do, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. See that? Look at her nose. Ooh. Okay, so Gabby is a young entrepreneur. She's not saying that. She's being very modest, but she's a young entrepreneur. Yes, she has made money on doing other people's nails, but she's also trying to get more supplies by working part-time and, making her own little money. She's trying to learn responsibility. Mm-hmm. So why Whataburger?
Because I wasn't old enough to work at some other place that
Like where? Where did you want to work?
At Ross.
You're not old enough for Ross?
Well, now I am.
Oh, no, you are. Okay. How are we related?
You're my sister.
I know I'm your aunt. How are we related?
My mom's sister.
I'm your mother's sister. And you're Alejandra's
sister.
So Alexandra and Gabby are sisters. The one that I had right prior to this, they're sisters. Okay, so Gabby, one of the things that I did ask Alejandra, and Alejandra's back actually now behind the camera because she's helping me here a little. I don't remember all the questions that I asked, so if you remember one, let me know, okay? Okay, I think one of the questions that I did ask Alejandra is, so you're way younger than me. Actually, Alejandra talked about how she was going to college. Where are you in school?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior in high school. That was really interrupted. The camera died on us. But so I asked you, Gabby, are you ready for school? Are you ready to be out of school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do you feel like do you feel like you're gonna miss school? High school, at least, for that much?
Maybe, but I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay. Then weird question. Do you like school?
Well, I used to before COVID.
Before COVID? Why?
Because we would go on trips and stuff. So that was,
like on field trips or what?
Yeah, or like spring trip, which was where we would go to.
Like out.
Mm-hmm, to visit colleges and also do other stuff.
Y'all don't do that anymore? No? What do y'all do now? You back physically in school?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do y'all do now?
We're just on laptops mainly.
So you're back in school, but you're just on the laptop? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I don't know. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but do you plan for higher education? Do you plan to go like maybe to college, or do you want to pursue being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I plan on going to college and for business.
For business, yeah. Do you want to continue being like a young entrepreneur and do your own thing? Yeah. Nice. So let's jump straight into that then. All right, Gabby. Is our family kind of loony? Yeah. What have you learned about being in our family? Do you feel like you've learned anything? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Gabby has always been a very shy person, and she's always been a very introverted. Is that a good word? Yeah. Who do you feel like you're closer to?
Like in the family?
Yeah.
Ale.
Or
Esme.
So Esmeralda is Kathy's aunt. What the hell am I talking about? So Esmeralda is Kathy's sister. Kathy, me and Alejandra brought up earlier that passed away a year ago. And one of the things that we did talk about, one of the things that we talked about was grieving, right? I asked Alejandra, I was like, I feel like for the last 3-4 years, and that's been your entire high school career, we've been it's been weird in our family. It's been strange. Because of all the grief that we've been going through. So I told Ale that over 4 years ago, it was first difficult when we found out the diagnosis of Erica. And then it became difficult when we had the passing of Grandma. And then it became, and it kind of, even though we know it was coming, but it still took us by surprise, the passing of Erica. And then just a year ago, we had the passing of Kathy. And I feel like it's been a lot to be part of this family. A lot of it has, like, everybody feels like I feel like we were like zombies, right? Where everybody was just like kind of moving along life, and some of us like kind of separated. Like I don't know, like we were like up on this shelf, right? Like everything else was there, but it wasn't there. But all of us were here, and we wanted to like surface back and connect back to like society. But all of us, some of us were, and some of us weren't, and some of us doing okay, and then some of us weren't doing okay, and then shit just started to happen, and it was right. COVID, Kathy's passing, at such a young age, going through that kind of grief. Do you feel like you've learned anything? We can stop talking about it. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I did want to add on that.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel like she doesn't speak too much on. Is that like when Erica passed away, we couldn't have her 15.
Oh.
When Grandma Tonya passed away, like it was so, like we couldn't really do anything.
Alejandra just brought up some really good information that it was Gabby was going to be 15 before Erica's passing, and Erica passed it. Yeah, and so it is. I do feel we a lot of us took on a lot of it, but I think you guys did take on a lot, because I feel like we were more prepared than you guys were. To clarify, it was around Gabby's like turning 15. And for those who don't know, turning 15 is kind of a big deal, like in Mexican culture, and especially in our family. We've had 2 big parties already, and my sister, Marisela, the only one that had 15 in like the sisters, she decided to start that tradition with her daughters, right? So it was Christina who had a big party, and then it was Alejandra who had an even big party. And I think I've shared that video myself, where you can see my sister in it, and we found out that she was sick in that video. By that point, she had lost her hair, and right around the time of Erica's passing was right before Gabby turned 15, and so that rug was kind of pulled from under her. That rug was pulled from under Gabby. Unfortunately, that was also the price that the family had to pay, and it had to be under Gabby's, like, you know, also like untelling, like, you know what I mean. So okay, well, let's pull back the grieving just a little bit, because every time we talk about it, we this is, like I said, we're like up on this shelf of cloud, and we try to come back, and sometimes we immerse like this, and just we're still grieving, so excuse us. So Gabby, I guess to want to like talk about a little bit more, let's talk a little bit about school. So you said you do want to go to school, and you do want to do business. What do you feel like in business you're going to learn?
Probably marketing and how to manage myself with a business.
Your business now. When did you get into it? Your mother does nails. That's why probably I think you started doing it. Did you pick up because of your mom?
Probably.
Because she's the only one who does the nails. Like, she's the only one who religiously goes and gets her nails done. Were you always like a person of nails, or did you just start liking it?
I probably have always liked it.
You feel like you've always liked it? As a little girl? Yeah? Like with fake nails? How old were you when you first got your nails done?
15.
15? And ever since then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Nice. Okay. Where do you want to be then? I guess. Let me ask this. Where do you want to be? And let's try this. Where do you want to be in 5 years? So in 5 years, how old are you going to be?
23.
23. Where do you want to be at 23?
Graduating college, and then
nice.
Starting having an actual business, like an actual salon and stuff.
Oh, okay, like a brick and mortar place, like where people come to your place. Because right now, where do you do your nails out of?
At my house.
Where?
In the living room.
So she has her whole kit in her little bedroom. So she does basically nails. Like the last time when you did my nails, we were on her bed. Like was literally sitting like this on her bed doing my nails. But yeah, so business, okay, business, and then school, graduating school. And then what else? What else do you feel like yourself being or doing?
Well, I do want to have like a whole like so long for like my counselor had told me, like, I forgot what she got called it, but like a one-stop shop. A one-stop shop.
A one-stop shop? Mm-hmm. Like where you get like your eyebrows and your eyelashes, your nails, your hair, like a one-stop. Is that a thing?
Well,
I don't know. Gabby, okay, look at me. I don't know. I truly don't know. I obviously don't show up to get my nails, my hair, or my eyelashes. I got DIY kits at home. But I think that's the thing with us, is that we do a lot of DIY. I think that's why you learned to do your nails, because you wanted to do them the way you wanted to do them, right? Yeah, here's the thing. So I'm happy to announce that in my family, we do happen to have a lot of creative people, very creative people, whether that's like crafts or whether that's mentally or whether that's just, we happen to have a lot of creative people. And I think that was one of the things when Erica was very creative person. Do you remember? Mm-hmm. Like she was, my Erica had this unique style that I could not grasp. I was always like the run of the mill, just kind of doing the same thing. And sometimes I would have like a great idea, and then but Erica had like a great idea over and over and over and over. And I think that's you. I think that when you do your nose, you're constantly like matching it and matching it and matching it. Like you're always one-upping yourself. Do you feel like that's who you are? Am I describing you right?
I think so.
What are you going to learn to do next then, besides nails? Eyelashes. Oh, shit. All right, well, I think we're going to do eyelashes. You're going to come up on here, and I'm going to have those, like, eyelashes, those fluttering ones next to. All right, Gabby. Well, I asked Ale earlier. I asked her, I said, Ale, if there's older Latinas that listen to my podcast, and you're a young Latina, so if you could tell the older Latinas that listen to my podcast, what would you tell them? Nothing profound. It doesn't have to be anything specific. Can I help you a little bit?
Yeah.
I think patience. I think you would tell us to have patience.
Yeah, because I don't know, they expect the younger people to know everything already and have their life in order. Like, figure it out what they want to do later on in life.
Yeah, that's good. You see, good advice, isn't it, Ale? That's good advice. Be patient with them. Be patient. Be patient. The same way we expected the people to be patient with us. Be patient. We'll get there. We'll all get there. Thank you, Gabby. And I'm sorry.
Okay.
Thank you. Quick interruption. Part of the reason why I did the Latina Leadership Series was to have these kind of conversations. And I was truly scared to have these kind of conversations with my own family. And especially the younger ones that I knew that paid attention to our defaults. And can call us out on it easily because, and partly they're true. And because their opinion matters to me and to our family. I've had conversations to the point where I actually shifted my train of thought, my train of mind, or what I thought was to be true for me. And I had to re-enter and think, do I truly believe like that? Do I truly believe this? Because I do, I'm in trouble. And this is the point of this last series, is to have conversations like you just listened to. Just a small interruption to let you know that. And yeah, some of it's intense, I know, but here's the rest of it. And here I am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. And here I am with Breanna. Bree, a quick question. No, not a quick question. It's the same question I asked Ale and Gabby. What are you doing? What are you up to? And how are we related?
What am I doing? Nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
Nothing. I mean, like, what do you mean, like life?
Life, or what are you up to these days? Like, and yeah.
Trying to figure out what I want to do next.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the next question?
She's not saying a lot because she has shit on the horizon. I think they downplay themselves a lot. My family tends to do that. We downplay ourselves a lot, and we tend to think that we're not doing much unless we're actually doing it in the moment. Yeah. Okay, so how are we related?
You're my tia, my mom's sister.
Okay, so which sister?
Her second youngest.
So my sister Rosa, remember I said there's a hierarchy in our family, okay? It's Rosa, Marisela, and then it's Julio, and then it was Erica, and then it's me. So my oldest sister, Rosa, has, how many are y'all? 5? 4?
Four.
There's 4.
3 daughters, 1 son.
Yes, 3 daughters, 1 son, and she happens to be the youngest of 3 daughters, not the youngest child, but the youngest of 3 daughters. Yeah. All right, how old are you, Brie? No, you know what? No. I'm not going to tell people how old you are. I didn't ask anybody else, and I don't want other people to know. All right. So I was talking to Gally. I was talking to Gally. Did you hear me say Gally? That's you and Gabby. Gally. You got a name now. Gally. So I was talking to Alexandra and Gabby, and I was asking them, okay, what is life like in this family?
Interesting. I don't know.
Unpredictable.
Yeah.
We're very unpredictable. Yeah, we are. Do you feel like that's always been like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's always one thing, and if it's not, it's another.
Okay. So I touched on this with Gabby, but I just fucking got that. If it's not one thing, it's another. Thanks. I feel very responsible for that. I don't know why. So I asked Gabby and I asked Ali this, and we can definitely not cover this topic if you don't want to. We can move on for it. But I feel like for the last 3-4 years, life has been kind of, I don't know if desolate is the right word, or I don't know if chaotic or just too much, too soon, too quick. But we've all gone, and we've touched on this, and it's grieving. We've all gone through a lot these last 4 years. How do you feel like our family dynamic has shifted, or is it the same?
No, definitely not. Not from whenever me and like the older kids were younger. I feel like our family was a lot closer, and we just cared more about like making things important, like holidays, birthdays, stuff like that. I mean, they're still important now, but it just feels a lot more like you kind of just have to do it.
Yeah. I feel like we are going through the motion, but I feel like that's because if we stop doing it, then it doesn't matter anymore. And we know it matters, and we're like, okay, we got to keep doing this. But sometimes it does feel forced. I do agree. Do you feel like you're the same?
What do you mean?
Do you feel like okay, well, I guess better question. I feel like what happened or what has happened has shifted your mind of thought.
Yeah, definitely. It made things, I feel like, it made like life feel very
Like what?
I don't know, just not difficult, just
no, fair game, Breanna. Fair game. What you say here is definitely not going to be judged. I think it's fair game. I think we put y'all through a lot.
Yeah.
I think, and unknowingly, sometimes for the sake of my sisters and for the sake of like my mom and my brother and all the older ones, I think we put y'all through a lot. About 95% of the time, not even knowing we were doing it, not even understanding that is what we were doing. I think for whatever reason, I thought we relied on our youth, and we thought we were going to be like unstoppable, and so we just kind of plowed through, and then we just continued as if it was, as if we absorbed the hard hit, like as if y'all didn't either. I think we played it like that. We played it out like that.
Yeah. Definitely.
So fair game. I think whatever it is that you're saying right now today, fair game. Yeah. It's true. So don't hold. I mean, if you feel like you have to hold back on the sake of like, no, don't. It's your truth. And I think that's fair game. Yeah. Okay. So, so sticking, I guess, a little bit to the topic, then, what would you say about it now? Like, is there anything that you would like to reference to or to mention?
About what exactly?
The last 4 years.
At the end of the day, like, nobody thinks things are gonna happen until they do. So, like, I really don't blame the way our family shifted, because at the end of the day, like, how are you supposed to handle certain things that we went through? And at the end of the day, too, we all had each other. We're all here for each other. We all talk to each other. It might be sometimes a little bit like you feel like you can't say certain things because you don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings in the family, especially with our family. Yeah. But I feel like we have a very, very strong bond compared to a lot of the people and families that I know. Maybe not like my immediate family, but like our family as a whole, I feel like we
as a unit,
we have a very strong like we talk to each other. However, like if we're all related and brother and sister, you know?
We do. And that's the thing that I brought up with Alexandra, is that I don't know how it happened. I think it was by accident. I don't know how, for what reason. I think we held on, like the brothers, the sisters especially, we held on to each other as tight as we potentially could. And we sought each other. We like looked for each other. And that's one of the things that we're not doing now, is that before Erica's death, we looked for we like hunted each other down for things. Like it was, and one of us could do the impossible and the other could do the impossible. The other one made you think and blah, 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 blah. And we just, I don't know. The missing elements now that exist they're difficult to find, and they're difficult, but I see them within y'all, and I keep forgetting that that life goes beyond me and my sisters, that y'all are here and y'all are present, and there's so much more to us, the sisters, because y'all are here, and we're just absolutely like a shit show because so we have to stop and not think that we obviously couldn't carry the weight of our shoulders, because when one tumbled, the rest of us kind of went with it, and we didn't understand that there was other little pillars like sticking around us, and it was you guys.
It was a domino effect.
Yeah, it was you guys who kind of held us up, kind of held us to our shit, and we're like, hey, hello, we're still fucking here.
Mom, you still there?
yeah, it's true, and we are like, hello. Yeah, it's very true. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What have you learned from the family? What have I
learned from this family? What haven't I learned? Oh my god, I don't know.
Like, aside from being loud, what have you learned?
The Mexicans are never on time.
Oh my god.
I don't care what nobody says. You call it a stereotype if you want, but it's true. It's so true. Nobody's ever on time to anything. What else have I learned?
But we make it last.
Yeah.
There is no end time. They were making fun of me a couple of years ago because I was like, there was a meme that said it's 9:00, and they were like, that's Angelica because she's ready. It's like, no, it's not that I'm ready to go. Like for y'all to go, it's just that it becomes too much too soon, and it's like, oh shit. So yeah. So for the person who is not, I am the extrovert. I happen to be an extrovert, but if I am a fucking extrovert, my family excels in extrovert society. Like, you seen Gabby, right? Gabby's like the silent one. But even her, she's an extrovert among us. Like, she, like, not because she talks, because she likes to be in that, like, whole, like, movement of people, right? She likes to hear conversation, whatever. And we happen to be like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like my whole family is one big best friend.
Yeah. That's a good description.
Where sometimes you need your distance, sometimes you want to be close, sometimes you want to do this. They're like one big best friend.
Sometimes you hate them.
So, Jesus, damn. Look, it happens in the family, okay? Sometimes some of us do better than others at some moments, and some, it is what it is. So, okay. What was that? Okay, so one question, Breanna, because this happens to be the Latina Leadership Series part of that. And so I have a lot of ladies, older women who are Latinas. As a young Latina, what would you share with them? What would you tell them? Gabby said patience. You think we have it all figured out? We don't. Give us patience. Ale, what did you say?
I would say just take the time to like really know yourself, because I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't do, and they base their lives trying to figure out who they want to be when they're right here. You're right here. Like, you need to accept who you are and just like go based off of you, not anybody else, and figure out what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what you love to do, what you don't. And being Latina, I mean, we live in Texas, so it's not like uncommon, or I don't ever really 100% feel like everywhere I go that I'm like discriminated against or feel like I'm like a big minority, because we're a majority in the state. So I mean, if I was when I went to New York, actually I felt really weird. I felt weird being Latina up in New York, but down here I feel more comfortable with myself. But I mean, I guess I would just say just know yourself, do your best to figure out like who you
I
are.
like that. So I guess a lot of people, they tend to go outside themselves to find themselves, but sometimes it's within you.
Yeah.
Take the time to get to know you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you do outside activities, but get to know you.
Yeah.
How comfortable are you there?
Yeah.
Not like pull from exteriors out of
Yeah.
you. That's good. You see, I asked this question and I got a really good answer from all three of y'all. All right. Well, thank you, Breanna. Thank you. Can you wave up my camera real quick? Hello. And here we are, my final interview. I have the young Mrs. Nikki Kanicki. No, I'm just kidding. Nicole. Nikki. Okay. I'm going to ask you the same way I asked the girls. It's who are you? What do you do? And how are we related?
Hi, I'm Nicole.
Okay. She's in school, guys.
Yeah, I'm in school. I'm a junior right now, but
In high school.
in high school. My associates to hopefully transfer my credits.
Yeah. So Ms. Nicole here is in dual.
Dual
Is it dual? Isn't it dual school?
Dual credit, but like early college, high school.
Okay. Oh, my bad. I don't know. I don't know the terminology no more. I don't know what's going on over there anymore. Okay. And so yeah. So you're a junior in high school and you're getting your associates in unison, graduating school. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. And how are we related, Melma?
She is my aunt. I'm her
Niece. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. So who is your mom?
My mom is Erica, your sister.
Erica. So, as I said, 4 sisters, right? It's Rosa, Maricela, and Erica, my sister, which of whom passed away 3 years ago.
2017.
Yes, and me, and this is Erica's, not her youngest.
Middle.
You're her middle. Are you her middle child?
Exactly.
You sure are. You're just like Ale. Is it true? Is the stereotype true that middle childs are the most responsible ones?
No.
No. I'm sorry. Are you a rebel?
No.
So
Just
you're not
there.
the most. You're just there.
Yeah.
Huh.
It feels amazing.
It feels amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'm not gonna pull deep into this one, and you can stop me at any point you want in the conversation. For me, it was important during this Latina Leadership Series when I first started it. I had many conversations about what it was to be like a young Latina, right? And I started to do some research, and I started to do some like digging around to get information. The reason I started to do this was because of my sister's death, your mom's death. A lot of opportunity wasn't given to her. There was a lot of missed opportunity. Erica was brilliant. She was smart. She was sought after. She went to Vanguard School. She was a very smart person, just like her daughter, just like Nikki here, just like her other kids. Very intelligent person. And those opportunities weren't presented to her. And so the more I tried to talk about these things, the more I knew that I had to come back and have these conversations with my nieces. When there's an explosion, right? There is the circumference of what's immediately affected and then the effects of outside of that. And so, Nikki, you were in the immediate effect of that. So my question to you is, for the last 4 years, how has it been for you?
I feel like at the beginning it was a bit confusing in lots of ways. But I would say around the 2-year mark, I just tried to really find myself and who I was as a person and just tried to gain a lot from that.
Mm-hmm.
And still having trouble finding out who I am, but no longer affected by not knowing. Because in the beginning it's just a lot of like, I would say, not anger, but definitely didn't feel satisfied. Satisfied with knowing who I was.
Okay. Do you feel like you know yourself? Well, it sounds like you know yourself better.
Yes, but it's not of like knowing myself more, but being confided in not knowing everything and not needing to know everything.
Oh, okay. So you felt like
I needed to know everything at once and just needed to like figure things out, but as I got older, it's just been.
Okay. Oh, sort of accepting.
Yeah.
Like a lot of accepting. Okay. I feel like this is such an unfair question for you. Have you learned anything within the last 4 years? Outside of like learning to be who you are, but have you, being in this family specifically, have you learned anything?
I've learned some of its limits.
Okay. Fair. What has being in this family taught you?
Some things go better left unsaid.
Okay. I think Breanna touched up on that just a little bit when she said sometimes some things can be hurtful. So sometimes it's some topics you have to like tiptoe around like on eggshells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. I think I said this with Breanna too when I said I feel like we kind of left a lot of our bond, our tight bond that we thought we had in the family. We left it up to the sisters, to the older ones. And when one of our pillars fell, we kind of just let it fall. I kept talking about how we were on a shelf like this cliff after your mom's passing. And none of us knew how to surface or like to bring back. And we did it in sporadically in times like not knowing how. And I feel like unfairly we didn't include y'all in it. And I think that's one of the things that was definitely one of like, for me at least, it was one of the mistakes that we thought it was like done and over with, and we didn't know that there was more to it. Jesus, again, because it you know, it's our truth. This has been the 4 years of our past lost family, and okay, because it is a tough topic, and grief is difficult for an adult. And can you imagine the grief that for a teenage girl, for a preteen, especially specifically, and that of she was my sister, but it was her mom. So it's, you know what I mean? This is an unfair weight that I'm throwing around here. So I going back to again, my sister Erica was smart, and I can't get over the fact how much of y'all have been able to like. I think it's just a natural thing. I think biologically it just happened naturally, from like my sister to like my nieces and my nephews. So you talk about getting your associates, right? What do you want to do with that associates, or where do you plan to go?
No idea.
No idea.
No idea. I'm getting my associates in math and science, and I'm just kind of leaving it up to there. It just made more sense since I'm already ahead in that like area, but job-wise, career-wise, like no idea where I'm heading.
Okay. Do you feel like you actually have an opportunity to do more?
More than
what's around you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you feel is like? What do you feel like you have the opportunity to do?
Go abroad because of the school I'm attending right now. That's what it specializes in.
Not to China.
Not China. I'm thinking more of like Korea, just because the universities I'm more familiar with.
You're more familiar with it? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, so it's nothing to do with PTSD. It has nothing to do with BTS.
No.
Not the fact that you're obsessed with K-pop.
No.
Are you so obsessed with K-pop? Not really? Not no more?
No.
No?
I could listen, but it's not like avid watching BTS runs, watching.
Okay, but why Korea? Okay, so if they gave you the option, right, and Korea wasn't one of them, where else would you go?
I've heard Taiwan's pretty beautiful, and then they speak Mandarin there, so that'd be pretty handy.
On your own?
Why not?
Because it's scary as fuck to me, so why would you want to do it?
Because it's like, if not now, then when?
No, you're right. Yeah, don't be like your tia out here, like not trying to figure it out at 40. Yeah, if you can do it, do it. For those, if you can do it, do it. Ale behind if you can do it, do it. Go. Mm-hmm. Go, for fuck's sake, go. Get the fuck out of here.
And then it's like the prices of like Okay, so for UT in San Antonio, like the cost of like one semester is the same if I were to go abroad. With the, like at UT San Antonio, they have an abroad program, and they have a good exchange program. So if I wanted to go, I could go for like a semester, test it out if I wanted. And I think I'm trying to go to a university that has a good exchange program. So then my credits will transfer, but I can also go abroad and get experience from that.
Nice. Sounds like you got a little more figured out than we do.
But at the same time, I don't know what to major in. I don't know what I want to do, but I know places I want to go. So
You know where you want to be. You know where you want to be,
yeah.
but you don't know how.
I
You don't know what you're doing there.
I'm doing nothing, but I want to go.
Do you don't know what you want to major in?
No.
Nikki.
I've said something in the arts for like
Visual arts, or what do you mean? Like liberal arts?
Exactly. I said it for like 8 years straight, and then I decided, what does that even mean? And I really thought to myself, I was like, no, I don't. Like, so, and then it just became, yeah, I want to go to university, but I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to study, and I don't know what I know what I'm good at, but am I passionate about that? No. But maybe it'll come down to that. Maybe I just do something that I'm really good at.
Yeah. I think this is what I want to push on all you guys, is that I think a really good place to figure yourself out is in school. And that's only truly my opinion. Mine solely, again, we have a family of all kinds of opinions, but that's truly only my opinion. And I push education because I feel like I could have used a lot more education. I feel like I could have. But that's maybe because it's just me. Maybe that's just me. Is education for everybody?
No.
It's
a waste of time for some people.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's so many people who have gotten their degrees in certain fields and they don't use them. So I think if you really know you don't, then just research on things you can do without one. But if you know you want a higher education, just go for it, figure it out. I mean, it's better than waiting to go to university, because I mean, in the beginning you're gonna have to do basic classes anyway. You can decide then, it doesn't matter. Or as for me, I'll have my basic classes out of the way, so I kind of need to figure it out faster than someone who's just starting going to university within their last year, you know?
I don't think, you're right, maybe university isn't for everybody, but I think it should be an option for everyone.
It should be, but we live in America, so maybe it doesn't feel that way for everyone.
Fair enough. You're right. Absolutely. It doesn't feel like it.
But
Go
a lot
ahead.
of people are going to Europe for cheaper education.
Because it is cheaper.
Yeah, it's way cheaper. Living situations are better. They make more sense since you're paying so much. You have like 1 bedroom rooms for yourself. It just makes more sense for the amount you're spending, and you're spending less. So it's just become an option for a lot of people because they're now figuring out about it.
Yeah. But then you go, and I guess a lot of people are afraid like me, afraid to go.
Going abroad?
Yeah, but good. At least we have several adventurous, but it's nice to hear it. It's nice to hear it. All right. So as I told you earlier, a lot of my digging was around the Latina Leadership Series, was me digging around trying to have conversations with ladies who have already made it and life lessons that they can already teach. But then we forget there's a lot that can be taught by young Latinas. So for my older Latinas who listen to this conversation in this podcast, if you had, as a young Latina, if you had something to tell them, some advice, or not even advice, but something to say, what would you say?
It's never too late to change careers. A lot of older people think that they can't do the things that they love because it no longer makes sense to them, but then they go their whole life feeling miserable in what profession they picked when they were younger. So I would just say, if happiness is important to you, that you should just change now. Just do it, because you don't want to live a life where you've regretted what you did for forever. You don't want to live a life for someone else, just, but that's harder for some people because they have a family. They feel like they have much more responsibilities. But I feel like, as a kid, I would rather see my parent trying to achieve something that they love so much than to see them come home every day just tired from what they do. So I feel like it's never too late.
I think I know who you're talking to.
Kind of, but not really.
Me. I think you're talking to me.
Well, if you feel that way, if you feel anything with what I've just said,
I was trying to
is
figure it out.
directed
I was
towards
like,
you.
who is she talking to? I was like, her sister?